That was the reason that I said to Kwame Brown back then, you would never go viral again. You would trend. You're going to trend because you attack trending topics. So something that's trending, because you're jumping on it, of course you're going to trend, but you would never go viral again. And you could never get a really big job. You could never really get a big opportunity because everybody you pissed off, everybody you attacked is in positions that you want to get in. Kwame tried to sell a show. He tried to sell his Kwame Brown life, and he's in a meeting in Atlanta with another NBA player. And the guy told him, hey, how is your relationship with Gilbert? He said, because, I'm in a deal with him. And if you guys are beefing, I can't touch you. I got to ask him if it's okay. That actually happened to him in real time.
Gilbert Arenas talks about Kwame Brown being blackballed. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Me listening to that, when you're talking about 10 hours of airwaves on ESPN, got his own personal, he's going to be on radio, he's going to be doing politics. In a sense, is if he was really a guy who wanted to f your up, he has a lot of airspace to do it because he has so many platforms to do it on. So if you're on the wrong side of him, like he could run narratives that go against you at this point in time.
The same with LeBron, if he wanted to.
I guess me not to this point because I don't have, national TV behind me, but I do enough lives and I'm on enough. If I really wanted to f with you, I can really f with you, right? I mean,
yeah, just to give y'all a quick overview. He was reviewing the footage when Stephen A. was on his show recently, and he's basically saying by Stephen A. Smith being on the air 10 hours a day, the power that he has with mainstream media, if he wanted to F over people, he really could. And I was saying the same thing as LeBron. LeBron is way more powerful than Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith just has a microphone constantly, but if LeBron wanted a microphone, if he wanted to do some things behind the scenes, he could do that as well. The reason I bring that up is because Stephen A. Smith says people don't have a clue the stuff that LeBron was doing behind the scenes allegedly, I guess to make Stephen A. Smith look a certain way back when he was calling out LeBron and they made it seem like he was dissing Bronny. Same with Gil. If Gil wants to, he can make it rough on people. He seems cool and easygoing. I know the whole Kwame thing, making him have a bad rap. I've said some stuff previously, but at the end of the day, as long as it's just fair game, back and forth jokes, as long as it stops there, I really had no issue with anybody. But if it gets a little too personal and, you can use your power, then you might have an issue with a lot of people. But Gil seems like he's cool. Hopefully he doesn't go that route, and hopefully Stephen A. and LeBron don't go that route either, using their power for other things.
And, because I do have, here, Gil's Arena, the new football show that's going to be coming on. I got my own, Instagram, IG, Twitter. I mean, I can sit there and, with somebody to the point where, 3 days into it, they already tapping out apologizing. You know what I mean?
Really could if you wanted
y'all
to.
Get it.
I'm the executive producer. My YouTube channel. I'm the owner and executive producer, and I host them all. What are you going to do if I really, really want to touch you? So all you're going to do is talk. You might clap back, but there's a level of understanding that I have that y'all are going to grasp. See, because I've been in corporate America, contrary to what most of these cats tell y'all, they want it too because they want corporate dollars. Mm-hmm. Well, I have relationships with corporate executives. Mm. So it's like when somebody's talking about me, they're not realizing the executive is looking at them going like this. Oh, that's what you're doing. We don't want his or her. Mm-hmm. We don't want them. We don't need them. You're our guy. I didn't say a word.
Relationships matter.
Didn't do anything. They ran their mouth and all of a sudden they conveniently out of a job. Oh well, shouldn't run your mouth. You got to know who you're dealing with. Same principle.
Mm-hmm. And that was the reason, if you're Kwame and you still in here, that was the reason that I said to Kwame Brown back then, you would never go viral again. You would trend. You're going to trend because you attack trending topics. So something that's trending, because you're jumping on it, of course you're going to trend, but you would never go viral again. And you could never get a really big job. You can never really get a big opportunity because everybody you pissed off, everybody you attacked is in positions that you want to get in.
Unfortunately, Gil is right to a certain standpoint. It's going to be tough for Kwame Brown to really navigate this space if he wants to really take over media and get to new heights. You know, him going at the Charlemagnes, the Gils, the Stephen A. Smiths, pretty much a lot of people in corporate media. It's going to be tough for Kwame Brown to really, you know, get this content thing off the ground. Yeah, he's going to be able to do his thing, stay afloat, stay relevant. But there is a difference between, you know, going viral and, you know, being trending. So, again, you know, I rock with Kwame. No issues with him. No issues with Gil. You know, I may troll him, you know, say that he works for Clutch Sports and LeBron. But, you know, he's doing his thing on a major independent level with corporate media outlets to where he can get his voice out there, where he can pretty much promote his own product, Gil's Arena, and his production company. So by Gil kind of being in the good graces of mainstream media, pretty much a lot of people, you know, at the top of the game, he's going to have opportunities to pitch his show. If he wants to take Gil's Arena on a major platform, he may have the opportunity to do so as long as he doesn't burn a lot of bridges. Unfortunately, Kwame Brown burnt a lot of bridges with the go along, get along gang, trying to stay away from, you know, the mainstream media. It could cost him. So as long as Kwame, he's cool, comfortable where he's at, again, he'll be able to put out good content, make a decent living. But again, it's going to be tough if he's going against, you know, the elites. It just may not happen for Kwame on a mainstream level.
No matter what you say, right? You attacked who? Everybody you attacked. Stephen A. Think about everything Stephen A. got. Anybody who wants to hire you at a job that he's at, they're going to ask him first. Or just because they have the relationship with him, they're not even going to look your way. Shannon Sharp, same thing. Stat and Matt, right? You got to get past their web, right? Kendrick Perkins, you got to get past his web, right? You got the radio side. You got them. You got, was it Charlemagne them? And his connections and his web, right? So all these people you done attacked, not their work, you attacked them personally. Even if they don't consult them, most people don't want to mess up the relationship with the person they have, so they're not even going to consider doing business with you just because of the bridge or the fight you have with them.
Yeah, and that's what it is. A lot of people, if they want to work with other individuals, they'd be like, well, you are beefing with the homie or the homie of a homie. So I may not be able to really, you know, get you where you need to go. And going back to Kwame, that's the thing. By him burning those bridges, by him going at these major figures, yeah, if he wants to try to pitch a show or do anything content-wise or business-wise in this space, by him going at pretty much everybody that's on a mainstream platform, not everybody, but you know, the certain people, it's going to be tough for him to kind of work around that unless he just has an undeniable show, undeniable content to where, you know what, yeah, he says some things about certain people, but the content he's putting out, this show, is undeniable. We got to really put it out there. But again, like I said earlier, as long as Kwame, he's cool, you know, the go along, get along gang, I respect it. And I've said some things about certain people as well. So who knows, maybe I may not get to the levels, but as long as you got good content, good product, you can be mainstream in the independent space. And I think that's what Kwame's doing.
And I know Kwame knows that because Kwame tried to sell a show. He tried to sell his Kwame Brown life, and he's in a meeting in Atlanta with another NBA player, and the guy told him, hey, how is your relationship with Gilbert? He said, because, you know, I'm in a deal with him, and if you guys are beefing, I can't touch you. I got to ask him if it's okay. That actually happened to him in real time. I didn't know nothing about the business. I didn't even know what they was doing. This had nothing to do with me, but that question came up.
Damn, that's how it be.
And that's why I said, just looking at this web, boom, you're not gonna be able to do anything big because you got to jump through so many hoops.
Exactly. It's like a firewall when it comes to networking. You get so close, you're almost there, but you kind of get bounced out. That algorithm, you can get bounced out a lot of things when you're really trying to push content. So I guess if this is true and Kwame Brown was pitching some type of show or content and hey, you going at Gil and it pretty much, gets destroyed. So you never really have an opportunity to really move that way. Again, if Kwame wants to invest in himself, invest in his content, that's great. And I'm sure he's doing that. But if he ever wants to get to those heights, it's going to be tough for him. Again, a lot of people are cool within their space. I'm cool within my space. I don't really have relationships. I don't really know anybody anyways. Maybe I will in the near future. But if I got to go through all that just to get my content on major platforms, I'm cool in this space. It is what it is. And again, I think that's where Kwame's at. But it's always good to have those connections. So, once you go at these people, again, other people may know these individuals and it's just going to be a tough workaround.
And the Kwamites can say Kwame was right, but the Kwamites are the same people who are doing the same thing to everybody else. Think about it. Whoever aligns themselves with Kwame don't like nobody else. They attack everybody else, right? If Kwame Brown was this big entity, think about Damn D. I can't do no business with Damn D. He ain't giving me no shot, right? Clara Booker's page. He's not giving me no shot, or her, the big her. She's is a her. She's not giving me no shot, right? You got the biz, not no shot. Like, you see how many people that surround themselves and friends that surround themselves that won't allow you to get nowhere near. They're gonna bash you. They're gonna kill you off before you start. That's no different.
Again, essentially he's saying Kwame Brown is blackballed. He either blackballed himself or whatever the case may be. But by him, talking his talk, he's pretty much in the position where he's at now. And again, just because I may, rock with Kwame or certain things that he says, and, I go at people, but I take everything by case basis. So if I say some stuff about LeBron and things change, I'll salute him or I'll change my opinion. But for the most part, everything that I say, I stand on. So, either if I'm ever doing business or trying to network and things don't go through, it is what it is. But I'm always going to stand on what I say unless I'm wrong. And, I'll apologize. But other than that, man, again, man, shout out to Kwame. Shout out to Gil. Gil's doing some things in this major independent space with Gil's Arena, the sponsors. As long as he stays out of trouble, works out that legal situation, Gil, he can possibly get to a whole new level in media. And again, with Kwame, man, keep grinding, keep working. Hopefully everything's good with his platform and he can kind of push through and create his own brand.
I was his only way in, and you see how he treated me. Gil's Arena, you see Gil's Arena. I was trying to, let's do this thing. We can, nope, you and this and that. If you got this person involved, okay. So what he complains about, he done created himself, but they don't look at themselves as that.
Gil may have a point there. Maybe Gil was the only outlet that Kwame Brown has as of right now. And again, things could change. People can talk. People can have a conversation. I even believe Kwame and Steven Jackson, they may have had some type of communication, or maybe they agree to disagree. Don't know what's going on with Matt Barnes. I know he says some things here and there. And right now, Kwame and Gil, they're going at it. So, hey, maybe, who knows, in the future, near future, Gil and Kwame may have that conversation, a conversation offline, and who knows, maybe you'll see Kwame on Gil's Arena. I don't know if their beef is that serious. I know allegedly family may have been involved as far as, talking junk. Who knows, allegedly. That's what I've been researching and hearing. And Gil, he kind of disputed it. Like, I never brought up family. Either way, if it can get ironed out, hopefully Gil and Kwame could be on the same page. They may not be best friends, but, I ain't going to talk about you and you ain't going to talk about me. And then maybe we can work on content in the near future. But, as of right now, Kwame Brown, he's on his own as far as content. And, I'm rooting for him, rooting for Gil. Hopefully he can do his thing and, continue to get to new levels.